What's up guys? Happy Friday to everybody out there checking in with us this week. And this just isn't any Friday, this is Friday, November 1st. So that just means the month we've all been waiting for, dreaming of, chasing, sweet November is finally here. So let's take a look at what that looks like for us. You know, we've all been anticipating this month and thinking about how we're gonna hunt it. Starting out here at the beginning of November, it's definitely time to start diving in the mornings if you haven't already. You know, it's time to kind of get close to those bedding areas, the doe bedding areas, or those transition areas, those funnels where you're gonna catch those bucks going from, you know, maybe a food source at night, transitioning to the doe bed or wherever it may be. You know, it's that time of the year to start taking a dive and try to capitalize on that movement. And then in the afternoons, you know, it's definitely still in play. Afternoons, early specifically here before these does really start getting harassed. You know, we like to still tie it close to a bedding source, close to food. So that's still gonna come in key for us. With the warmer temps we've had, the food is a little interesting because the green food sources are definitely still in play. But then you've got your grain as well. So it's that exciting time. I hope everybody's able to capitalize and have some good sits this year. But before we jump too far ahead, let's take a look back at last week here that we're gonna recap on the show. If you guys didn't get out this last weekend, you know, it was starting to kick off where it was that time of the year where the bucks were starting to move a little more in daylight. You know, just movement in general is picking up for the bucks. The weather wasn't quite ideal, not as good as it was last year. You know how spoiled we were in the Midwest last year at that end of October, but it was still good enough seasonally where you had to be out. It's just that time of the year. So I went out myself this past weekend, did my first morning sit, and saw a ton of deer throughout the weekend, just not quite the mature bucks yet. So with the warmer temps, a little warmer, I think, you know, that probably kept everything still a little nocturnal from what I saw on trail cams, but that's all right because we've got a lot of good days coming up here. So with this week's show, we're gonna kick it off. Can't wait to show you the rest of the action, so let's dive right in.
All right, we're here October 25, Northwest Illinois. Coming to one of our farms where last time my brother was hunting here, he smelled deer, dead deer really bad. So we're gonna do a quick survey of the property, missing a few of the bucks that were consistent this summer. So I'm guessing we've got some EHD damage. So we're gonna run up to one of these cricks where the heavy smell was and see what the damages are. But excited to be down in the next few weeks to hunt, but unfortunately have to deal with some of the effects of super dry summer, and we've been hearing a lot of EHD around. I know across the street my uncle's found a dozen dead deer already, so I'm guessing the worst. Let's see what we find. So we got one doe here. We got one big buck over here, unfortunately, just off the creek. Shoot. This is a buck that we call Prince, that Dad had a number of encounters with last year. Real pretty buck, great bases. So, man, nature's tough. We need to get a hard frost in here and some rain. It's been a rough year. We found that one doe, and we'll keep looking, but we found two so far, unfortunately. One of them nice big buck. So we walked this creek really from kind of the one side of our property to the other. We found four dead ones so far. Looked like 3 does and then that one nice buck. So we'll maybe walk a little bit further, but not what we were hoping to find, but that's how it goes. So excited to get in the stand tonight and hopefully find the ones that are still alive. All right, it's the evening or afternoon of October 25. We're here in Northwest Illinois on a small piece of ground that has had a ton of action this year. We've got bedding on north and south, and then sandwiched in the middle is kind of a L-shaped food plot with a pond in the middle. So it's been extremely dry this year. Deer have been super active hitting the pond and the food plot. It's been a lot of nice buck action here. The main buck we're here after is a buck we call 86. So
I hunted him a little bit last year, end of the year. I wasn't sure if he was 4 or 5. I was hoping to see him on the hoof. He's back again this year, so we're confident he's at least 5, maybe 6. Really cool buck. He's a mainframe 6x6 with some extras. So he was here 2 nights ago in the morning or in the afternoon. He was here, I think, on the 17th. So at least twice he's daylighted in the last week. So he's kind of the boss. Hoping he shows up. We've got about 12-mile-an-hour wind, north-northwest, so we're blowing kind of right up between this little bedding and the pond. 86 typically comes from behind me or straight across, so deer move here all throughout the day because it's so tight to bedding, but man, super excited to be here. It's maybe 65 degrees. It'll cool down a little bit. We're getting close. Excited, ready to roll. was awesome. We had a 2 doe and 2 fawn come right by us here, maybe 15, 20 minutes. Kind of drinking in the pond. And then just now, David saw a buck behind us where we want him to come, and he came into the plot. He's definitely a mature buck. Really nice 8-point. But not the one I'm in here for, so Awesome encounter. It's only maybe 5:20, so he came out nice and early. Awesome encounter. Big buck, big mature buck, so that was a good one. That gets the heart going. Alright, it is 5:45 here, and man, it's been a really fun set. We've seen, I think, 8-ish does and 4 bucks. Had a couple of guys tussling here in the plot, which was neat, and then one real big mature 8-point come through and within range and came and got a drink. So, awesome evening. Wind's laid down really nice. It's cooled down, probably in the mid-50s. So, awesome evening. Let's hope we can cap it off with an 86 sighting.
Alright, well, it's Sunday, October 26th. It's a little after 4 o'clock right now. We're back in the same tree we sat in last night, and we had a wind change. It's out of the east-southeast. These deer usually like to funnel up through this timber, which would be to my southeast. But what I'm thinking is, I've been getting a lot of pictures and videos of the deer I'm trying to get eyes on jumping a fence about 20 yards straight to the east of me, which is on the west side of this food plot. So my thought is, he's gonna come from southeast or straight south. So I want to get my eyes on him enough this year. We're gonna sit back and see what tonight brings us. what a night. Finally got my eyes on the deer I wanted to. Before I seen him, I had that decent thick 10 come running by the tree stand, a little spike behind him. They kept looking back, like it's almost back there. And I had a feeling it was him, and sure enough, it was him. There was no does out in the food plot, which is unusual, but I think he checked the food plot, seeing there was nothing there, and then he started to come back to my right, to the south, through the timber and went behind me. I'm not sure if I'm gonna make it out tomorrow, but I worked the rest of this week, and then starting November 2nd, I'm off until November 13th is when I go back to work, so I'll have 12 full days straight hunting. So until then, we'll see you later. Thanks for watching Midwest Whitetail.
Alright, well, good morning, guys. It is it's the morning of October 26th. And Brad and I are all settled in the tree now for our first morning sit of the year. It's probably 7 o'clock. If I had to guess, we've been in here for probably a half hour, a little more. Just really taking our time. You know, it's always that first morning sit. It takes a little longer getting set up in the dark with all the cameras, but the number one target on this farm right now is that big 10 I showed you guys on the first off-season show. And he daylighted here 2 nights ago. You know, he was just all over the farm, which was good to see him up on his feet like that. So I'm definitely gonna do some light rattling this morning. I made a fresh set of rattling antlers at Brad's before we got in here, so gonna do a little light rattling and see if we can't get something on its feet early and get it down here in this bottom. So we'll see how the morning goes. We're still on the front of things kicking off, I think, but you never know, we might catch something moving later in the morning. So looking forward to this set. Here he comes. About 9 o'clock now, and unfortunately that's gonna wrap up the morning for us. It's been a pretty good sit, considering, you know, a little early yet here in October. You know, we haven't seen a ton of deer. We've probably seen 10, but the movement's been, you know, it was enough just to keep you interested on your first morning sit. So we did get a glimpse of what looks to be a pretty nice 3.5-year-old that I don't think I have pictures of yet on this farm. So looking forward to taking a look at the footage later and seeing what that deer looks like. I didn't get as good of a look at him as Brad did. We're gonna get out of here. Hopefully nothing shows up here as we're trying to get out of here. That's always that worst feeling in the morning, but overall, pretty good sit, and we'll catch up with you guys this afternoon. Ready to roll.
Welcome back to Midwest Whitetail. And Elizabeth and I are back in the tree. Both have our bows tonight. Back in here on a spot. Came in earlier today and put this tree stand up over this monster buck plot. We got cold climate rut greens in here, and deer have been hammering it. Been getting some pictures of a few shooters in here. The 8's been in here. There's been a big 9-point, and then EB's been in the area also. So all 3 of those deer are on the list tonight. And there was actually another new buck that showed up last night. Different part of the farm, but not very far from here at all. And he's just a nice, big, mature 9-point. So we will see what happens. We've already got deer moving. Got in here about 4, and right when we got set up, had 3 does walk by us. Then we got 2 little bucks down here on the sandbar. So we're gonna get to it, and hopefully we get one tonight.
Very far. So our plan worked, and we had a doe and a fawn come out onto the lane to our left. I hit the doe, and she went about 70 yards, and she's down. So we're just gonna sit tight and wait for a buck.
Right there. She was on a dead run the whole time too. See where she was breaking branches.
Oh yeah. She was like falling.
Good little girl. Nice job. Get her all tagged up. Well, guys, that's a wrap. Good job, babe. That was a nice shot. Didn't go anywhere. Now tomorrow morning, gonna be back after a buck, so we'll see how it goes.